What is up, friends? Brian the Geek here, and today we got a report on some Game of Thrones news, and that is that Jon Snow could be getting his own spin-off series. This is reported by The Hollywood Reporter. It's an exclusive, so we don't have a whole lot of information other than what's in this article, so let's just go ahead and dive into it, see what it says, and discuss. All right, so it says, Game of Thrones Jon Snow sequel series in development at HBO, parentheses, exclusive. Kit Harington is attached to reprise his fan favorite role in the first potential Thrones project to take place after the events of the original series. The network has entered into early development on its first sequel to the blockbuster fantasy drama, a live-action spin-off series centered around the fan-favorite character Jon Snow, The Hollywood Reporter has learned. Kit Harington is attached to reprise the role should a series move forward. In Thrones' 8th and final season, Jon Snow discovered his true name was Aegon Targaryen, a potential heir to the Iron Throne. In the series finale, he was exiled from Westeros and journeyed north of the Wall with the wildlings to leave his old life behind. The development signals an intriguing new direction in HBO's handling of author George R.R. Martin's fantasy universe, a move not unlike Disney Plus's management of the Star Wars and Marvel brands, where the streamer has found success launching character-focused sequels to series such as WandaVision and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Perhaps most boldly, from a creative standpoint, this project would upend Thrones' final season as the last word on the fates of the surviving characters in HBO's most popular and Emmy-winning series of all time. In theory, the product could open the door for other surviving characters from the Thrones universe to reappear, such as Arya Stark, Sansa Stark, and Brienne of Tarth. The development news means there are now 7 Thrones projects in the works in addition to the upcoming House of the Dragon prequel series, which debuts August 21st. So that's basically what we're looking at this point. So really the key thing here is a potential Jon Snow series is in the works. Very little is known about it. It's very, very early on in production. So, it's not even necessarily greenlit. Nothing is super known except that Kit Harington is attached. What would I think about a Thrones sequel with Jon Snow? I would be highly skeptical. I haven't talked about Thrones that much on this channel, but I was pretty freaking burned by the end of Game of Thrones. I was really disappointed. I tried so freaking hard to love it. I even had a little bit, a period where I was like, that's okay. It's an okay ending. Up to episode 5 of the final season, I was still kind of like trying to make sense of and justify Dany burning Westeros. And then I saw the finale episode and I was disappointed. I was upset. I was not thrilled with the way they handled this, and it's even soured me to watching House of the Dragon. I may or may not cover that on the channel. We'll just have to see kind of how the channel's doing when it airs and what kind of reception House of the Dragon even gets. But I thought this was noteworthy and interesting to talk about, so here we are. But I would be highly, highly skeptical of this Jon Snow series, and I think I would really have to see what's coming out of the Jon Snow series before I decide if I even want to mess with watching it. Jon had relatively satisfactory ending compared to some endings, but it was still pretty bad. It made no sense of his Aegon Targaryen name. Like, nothing happened with that other than it pissed off Dany, and so she decided to burn all of King's Landing. So, it was dumb. And I don't know if I necessarily even want to really revisit the character. I'll be honest, up to this point I have not revisited the show since the finale aired. I kind of just lost my taste for it. Obviously I'm keeping an eye on what's happening with it. If I want to revisit any of these, prequels and sequels and things like that, but I'm highly skeptical. It's kind of burned me in a way that even the Halo series, which I had major problems with, it did not burn me. I'm still very interested to check out Halo Season 2 with the new showrunners and stuff like that, but Game of Thrones just burned me on such a deep level after being like my main go-to show for years. Since year one, I watched it since season 1, and you know, every year I was anticipating it, and then we had a 2-year break, and I done got burned by really crappy writing and was so disappointed with how it ended. So I'll be watching this Jon Snow thing, but I'm highly freaking skeptical of if it's even gonna be any good or if it's just gonna be a lot of hot garbage like the final season of Game of Thrones. Now, obviously, there's probably gonna be different showrunners. I can't see HBO letting Dan and Dave come back to helm this, and I can't see Dan and Dave wanting to come back and helm this, except for a quick cash grab, which I sincerely hope HBO would not be dumb enough to let them do, when they literally torpedoed HBO's most successful series ever, and HBO really should not trust them to do anything at all with a show like this. So yeah, so that's all guys, that's all I got for this one. I know I rambled a little bit, but hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing if you did for more sci-fi and fantasy related content, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.